Greetings, crafters. My name is Julie Creek. I'm here to share with you today the new die that we have called the Wingding die. Now this die is actually made to stand up and the element at the top rocks. So we're going to insert a little video here to show you what that actually looks like. The card stands up and with a simple flick of your finger, the item rocks back and forth. So that's a fun action that we have going there. Hard to show at the angle that we're doing right here, but there is a mechanism inside the Wingding, and this is what we're talking about today, the Wingding card base. Now this is a card base and you'll be able to decorate it any way you want, and you can see you can open it up and there is a sentiment on the inside. So this card is actually made to stand up and then rock. Okay, so to get started, the dies that we're going to show you today all come in the set. We have a basic stitched circle. We have the circle with the precise measurement for the front opening for the mechanism. We have a die that cuts your paper circles that we're going to use for a counterweight. Then we have the die to actually cut your mechanism, and we're using our medium weight acetate for this, or if you have product packaging at home, you can cut it on that. And then this is the die that we're going to use to cut the foam ring because we need lift for clearance. So this die is included in the set. So all those dies included in your set, plus there is a die in there so that you can cut your own pop dots. And we'll get to that a little bit later, but that's included in the set too. So to get started, the very first thing you'll want to do is take heavyweight cardstock and take that basic circle and cut 3 basic circles. Then you're going to take the die with the hole in the middle of it and you're going to cut whatever you want for your front that's going to show. In this case, that's this piece back here. And you're going to cut the one with the hole in it. Now for the purpose of our card today, I already stenciled my background on there. We are going to make the rocking horse unicorn. So I've already got that completed. Now when you get started, you want to think about your card and think about what you're going to put on the inside. And we're going to want to take care of that first. So if you're going to stamp or put a die cut in there, like the congratulations card, this card I used the congratulations, and then what rocks on the top is the 2022, so that's fun. In this case, we're using the unicorn stamp set, and I've already stamped on there, may your birthday leave you sparkling, so that's already prepared. Now there are 4 stamp sets that I specifically designed to go with this set, and we have the unicorn, and it has birthday wishes, may your birthday leave you sparkling, the rocking horse, welcome baby girl, welcome baby boy, and it says congratulations. And then you have the Santa set. This is a really popular one. Has Merry Christmas, wishing you a Christmas filled with magic and memories. And then the Christmas angel, glory to God in the highest. May love shine bright on you and yours this Christmas. So these are unique in that they are a stamp and die set combined. And these are very reasonably priced at $9.99, and you can see those automatically make a card. If you just wanted to make a plain card, you have something for the front and then you have sentiments. We're going to work on the unicorn today to make the unicorn card. We've already die cut that and stamped our base. And we're going to put that up on our scoreboard, and we're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. Right there. Then we're going to take some adhesive, and I'm using our 1/4 inch super tacky tape, and we're going to apply that to the top in that space where you've got 3/4 of an inch. That's where we're putting our adhesive. We're going to remove the tape liner. And anytime you use our super tacky tape, if you have the liner pushed down, you ought to be able to pull that off very easily. Now we're going to top that off with a circle. So we're going to lay that on there. And then that is our card base. Now we need to add some counterweights so the card will rock back and forth. So you need to locate this die. This die is 3/4, it will die cut for you, 3/4 inch circles. And you need to run this through your die cut machine 4 times, which will give you 16 3/4 inch circles. Now, I am going to show you how I do this. When I die cut my circles, my big circle, I just add this to the paper and I run this through and cut this. You could also take your paper punch and use your paper punch to cut 3/4 inch circles, but I do recommend, once again, that you use the heavyweight cardstock because it's going to help with the counterbalance of your card. And we do have heavyweight cardstock on the website. So there's my circles, and I'm just going to add a dot of glue, and I'm going to just go through here, glue these together. So what we want to do is just build up these circles, and what we're going to do is make a counterbalance. So just stack them up, and you can adhere them together with tape or with liquid glue. We're going to do the same thing with all of them. So I have my card base here, and I have my, I call these paper coins, but they're just the 4 circles glued together, and we're going to use those to make a counterbalance. We're going to put one at the top, one at the bottom, one in the middle, one on the side. That's our counterbalance. And then when I adhere those, I push them in from the edge a little bit. You don't want to get them too close to the edge. Give yourself some room. And now we're going to put a dot of glue, or you can use tape on top. And we're going to put that last circle right on top. We're going to push it down really well, and that makes our card base for us with our counterbalance. That's just the card base right now. Now, when we get ready to do our front, we're going to take the die that has the hole in the middle of it, and we're going to die cut. And these dies, when they're on your work surface, you can get them confused. So I took my black Sharpie and drew the circle on the back so I know this is the one with the hole in it. So you're going to die cut that on whatever color paper you want. In this case, it's white. And I used our Boho Rainbow stencil to decorate the background. So that's going to be going on the top. We are ready to deal with the mechanism. So we want to take this die and we want to cut it on some medium weight acetate. And you just need one of those. Here we go, totally clear. You can use the medium weight acetate, or if you have some clear product packaging, you can use that. And what we're going to do is take a mini glue dot and we're going to put a nickel on the bottom. Now, in the beginning when I made this card, I used a penny for this, and you can use a penny, but the extra weight from the nickel just adds to the ability for the mechanism to spin. So we're going to set that there. Then we're going to take our slide guides, and we sell slide guides in a package of 24. So you have 24 males and 24 females in this package. And we use these for the slide cards or the spinner cards, so we're using them in this card. So I'll show you this. You have a large one and a small one. I always like to put the large one down first, lay it on top, then put your mechanism on top and click it together. And now you've created the mechanism to spin. And I want you to see it's loose, it'll wobble, that's okay. That's our card front. Now we need to adhere it to that card base that we talked about earlier, but if we adhere it straight down, it will be too tight and the mechanism will not work. So we need to flip this over, and we need to put pop dots foam tape, or you can die cut our 6x8 foam sheets. So in your die set, you have included the ring to cut that perfectly. So the 6x8 foam sheets are sold in this package. You open this up and you put it red liner side up. You put the foam on it and you die cut. This is what it looks like when you take it out of the machine. It will hold its shape. This foam is made so that it's dense enough that it holds its shape when you die cut it. So we're gonna pop this piece out and we're going to adhere that right to our card. The red that you see is the red liner. So we're gonna pull off the red liner. We're gonna turn that over and adhere it to the back of our card. And now we have the perfect ring that we need for lift. We're gonna pull off this liner and we are going to turn this over and adhere it to our card. Now, when we adhere it, we wanna look at where that sentiment is, because we need to keep that sentiment going the right direction, and we need to have our rainbow across the top. So I'm going to take my card base and I'm going to coat it with Undo. Undo will suspend adhesion when the tape hits it, and it will give me time to arrange this exactly where I want it. And if I don't get a perfect alignment, I have time to pick it up and move it around and get it to sit exactly where I want. So I have the rainbow on the top and the sentiment on the bottom. If I didn't get it correct, I can take my Undo, put a little Undo back in there, pull that apart, and then stick it back together so that I have perfect alignment. So there's our base card. We've added our mechanism. And we are ready to deal with the front. So when you do the front, you're gonna die cut another circle that you need for the front. And when I say the front, I mean this lower portion that's gonna cover up your mechanism. So you can see, depending on how you make your card, you can change up how you change the mechanism in there. Here's the B. So you can decide how you're gonna do it. So we need this piece here. It's gonna cover the front. When I did the 2022 card, I cut that with our fancy edges die, and just, you need an edge of some kind. So in this case, I'm adding my sentiment. So I've stamped my sentiment on first, but what I have done is I took this die and I made a jig out of it, wrong die. And I made a jig of orange cardstock. Whenever I make a jig, I always make it in orange cardstock, and I always store it with my die set. So when I go to put this together, when I do the piece that's gonna cover up the mechanism, I'm gonna lay that on top, and I'm gonna take my pencil and I'm gonna trace where that hole is, so I can see where that hole is. Then when I go to die cut that, I can literally take the cloud die and I can lay that exactly where I want, so that I know when I die cut, it's going to make sure to cover up that mechanism. So I'm using my art stencil tape to hold my die in place. So if I want to easily remove that tape, I can just put a drop of Undo on there, and that will release the tape for me. And what's great about this is I can get a second cloud, because I'm going to turn this around, put my die back on there, and I'm going to die cut again, and that'll give the second cloud. We're going to add a little color to this cloud. So I'm going to take my pixie dust and I'm going to use our J brush to just pick up a really light dusting of ink on our cloud. So the J brush is our stencil brush, and we just want a little touch there. So the J brush is our stencil brush. It's a blending brush. You can use it with any of the dye-based inks. There we go. Okay, we have our clouds accented. We need another piece of foam because this has to have lift to get it up over that mechanism. So I'm going to take my foam and I'm going to put my die right on that edge and die cut again. And that's going to give me a partial piece. Just trim this out so I can fit it in the machine. Because I don't need a full ring, I can use a partial. So here's what it looks like when it comes out of the machine. We're going to turn this over, remove that red liner, and put that right along that edge. And again, you can use pop dots or foam tape, but I just love the way this gives me that perfect little edge. And then we're going to remove the liner and adhere that directly to my front. Now, if I'm worried about lining it up, I can use my undo like I did before. I think I got it. There we go. Stick that on. And now we have this little piece that we can add to the bottom right down here just for a special little touch. Okay, so I'm going to take my super tacky tape and we'll adhere that. And we have made our basic card. We are missing our element though. So we're going to add the unicorn. Now, when you die cut our foam, you have this inside piece that you cut out of that circle. You can take the die that's included in our set, and this is a custom made pop dot. I messed with the sizes so that you could, what I discovered was with this type of shape, the pop dot doesn't show as much, so you don't have to cut it as much. So I want to show you what this looks like when it comes out of the machine, and then you can literally pop the pop dots out, and now you have your pop dots. Okay, so we're going to take off the red liner. When you add the element to this card, to the wing ding, I do recommend that you use 2 pop dots. So we're going to set that right in there on our mechanism, pull that liner off, and then we will be ready to put whatever we're going to put on the top. So we're going to top our card off with this fun little unicorn, and I do want to show you how this is done because there is a little trick to it. You can, when you look at the unicorn or the angel or the rocking horse, when you open them up, you will see there are 2 die packages. There are 2 dies in there. So you want to take the base die, and we're going to die cut the base die first. Now, whatever color that's in the background that I want to show through, in this case, it's purple, I am going to cut first on the base. In this case, it's white. With the rocking horse, it's white. So we're going to take our regular cardstock. We're going to adhere our super tacky tape to it. So we sell super tacky tape in a 3-inch roll or a 6-inch roll. You're going to unroll it and put your paper in it. So I have paper on one side, super tacky tape on the other. And when I do this, I'm going to cut into the tape side. So I have my die cut base, cardstock on one side, super tacky tape on the other, and then I'm going to take that detailed die and I am going to cut it on whatever paper I want to cut it on. In this case, I had some white glitter paper that I cut it on. So we're going to adhere this to the base. Now we have the tape liner side up. We're going to remove the tape liner, and you see there's that purple cardstock. We're going to put our undo on it. So this technique is done with the angel and the rocking horse. And we're going to overlay this right on top. The undo is just going to give me time to align everything so I can get it exactly where I want it. And then in less than a minute, that stickiness it's going to evaporate and the stickiness will come back in the tape. And that gives me the ability to put some glitter on it. So I'm going to use our Pixie Puffer to put glitter on it. This is sold empty. We put our pixie dust in it, and now it is a dry chamber. It is dry with the nozzle, and the purpose for this is you hold it over a trash can and push down on that nozzle and it'll blow glitter. I'm not gonna do it on the work surface. Hang on, I'm gonna put it over the trash can. As you can see, the glitter sits down in that cardstock, and now you have a glittered unicorn. And we're going to set him right on top of that pop dot. Now my pop dot is a little high, so I'm gonna put my undo on there and just pull that down a little bit. If your pop dot is too high, just put some undo on it. And remember, this is photo safe, acid free. It's not gonna harm your ink. You're gonna have the ability to move that pop dot down just a little bit so that it doesn't show. There we go. And then when you put your unicorn on top, it'll fit within the parameter of the card. And you have just completed your Wingding card. As you can see, there are many fun ways to make this card. I accented this one with our outline letter set, and it rocks the 2022, which is fun. And we have our, I added this one, the Spring Gnome is fun. He does not fit in the envelope. These are designed to fit in an A2 envelope. Obviously this guy is not going to fit in the envelope, but he's so much fun I couldn't resist messing with him. Now we do have 3 new stamp sets, and these stamp sets have stamps on them that are sized to fit in on the Wingding card. We do not, today is February the 16th, I think. We do not have the dies. The dies are not in-house yet. They should be here next week. So the Hello Little one, the little hot air balloon, and the airplane, all sized to fit. And then we have our new Bee series, Beautiful stamp series, and the bees are designed to fit as well. Again, I don't have the dies yet, so we didn't really talk about them, but sure is a fun card to make. So thanks for stopping by today. You can find all of these products on our website, www.creekbankcreations.com.